Hello, happy Friday. We made it. I don't know about you, but short weeks are brutal for me. I don't know what day of the week it is half the time, and then poof, it's Friday and life is better. Tonight I am going to be doing some non-stamping crafting. So I'm going to get my setup down to the desk and we'll get started. So I'm going to flip you guys over. And here we go. Turn my light on. How's that? There we go. All right, so this week I am playing with the amazing Trimming the Town paper. I really don't have a lot of this paper left because I've been having so much fun cutting out one of the sheets. It's a 12 by 12 sheets, has all these little houses and trees that I cut out by hand. Didn't take too long. I ended up with over 20 houses and over 20 trees, so I've been using those. And so these are some of the bits of paper left over. So there's this cute forest with some fun snowy polka dots and all these people gathering and having fun. And this is just a really pretty background. There's a whole sheet that is 12 by 12. It's a scenery with the mountains and a road going through and houses and a skating rink and the whole bit. I really don't have much of it left. The other side is these fun squigglies. And then we've got houses. And check out these snowflakes. Isn't that pretty? And then there's a whole sheet that is French, English, and German. And it's all kinds of festive greetings. So that's actually what I'll be using instead of a stamp tonight. So we'll get started. I do need this piece, but the rest I'll set this aside for now. Now, the first card we'll make is a Z fold card. So I used part of the scenery, and you can see it opens up this way, so your kind of little greeting stays in the center, and then there's some room to personalize it here. Isn't that cute? So we'll make one of those. So the first thing I'll do is pull out my trimmer, and I've already cut the designer series paper, and I've got these little houses, so I'll set that aside. But it's not a difficult card to make, it's just a matter of knowing where to fold. So I've already cut, this is a half a sheet of 11 by 8.5 thick white paper. I like to use my thick white for my cards, because especially Christmas cards and birthday cards and such, because if people want to display them, they stand up nicely. So I'm scoring it at 4 1/4, which is the usual spot we would score the card. And then for the front, I'm going to score that at 2 1/8, so basically a half. And now we've got our score marks. Put the trimmer away for now. I need my bone folder. So usually I fold my cards at the end, but for this one, I find it easier to fold it first. So I'm just using my bone folder to make the folds crisp. And then we'll do top folded in half. So I've got our card. Now I'll put that aside and this aside. So this is the scenery, and I'm just going to line it up so that I glue it in the proper order. So this is actually a leftover piece from this other card that I'd made, but because I'm putting it over on the other side, it'll still work. So I'm actually going to start with this one So I'm just using my liquid glue to put that down. You could use snail adhesive if you want, or any other glue. I like the liquid only because it allows me to move things around a little if needed. So I'm just leaving about, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch or so all the way around, trying to get that centered. This is where my reading glasses come in handy. There we go. So that's glued down, and then I'll do my front seam. So I'm actually going to close it. I just want to, it's for the alignment to make sure that my paper kind of flows. So again, I'll just put some liquid glue on that. So I hope everyone's had a good week. I was really happy to see Friday. I don't know, short weeks I feel are as much work just crammed into less days, which can be a little challenging. So I'm just again lining that up. And there we go. And then I'll unfold it and do the other part of the seam on the inner fold here. I'm not using a ton of glue, just enough to make sure it'll hold and not come undone. And there we go. So that's our card base done. So now I'm just going to do the greeting portion. So some of the houses that I cut out were partial. So I'm just going to tuck that in behind a full one. And you won't see that it's a partial. It just looks kind of cute and stacked. So I'm going to use my liquid glue for that. I've always got 2 liquid glues on the go. One I keep upside down so that the fine tip is ready to go. And my other one's right side up so that I have the bigger tip ready to go. I hate waiting for glue. Alright, so this circle is die cut with the Stitched Shapes dies, which are among my favorites. I love the stitch detailing on them. So I've got 4 sizes of circles and squares and ovals. They get used an awful lot all year round. And I'm just going to stack that up a bit. And there we go. So for my greeting, I'm going to use the Season of Cheer. I like that it's red, so it's going to stand out. The other one I've got here is Vive le vent d'hiver, and I do not speak German. I'm not even going to attempt that, but it's definitely German. So these are super awesome. They're all tiny little rows. They're, I think, 1/4 inch. Yeah, 1/4 inch rows with all kinds of greetings. And I'm actually going to use a glue dot for that, just to have it, it's popped up a little bit, but not as much as it would be with the dimensionals. So I'm just sticking it down, pressing and lifting. I love my glue dots. All right. And I'm actually gonna kind of glue this a little higher than I wanted it, so I'm gonna put my greeting at the bottom. Season of Cheer. And then I'm just gonna put glue on half of this because it's gonna go on the outside card, and if I put glue on the whole thing, we won't be able to open the card. I may have done that once before, and then I learned. So I like the Z fold because it's just something a little bit different. Still leaves you with a nice traditional card. And there we go. So there's also other fun parts of this suite. It's a suite of products. It's got all the trimmings, embellishments. So there's cute stars and white and red dots. So I would like to make a Christmas tree somewhere. I think I'll do this guy. So I'll just grab a star to put on the top. There we go. And what else can I add? Maybe a couple of white. This guy really wants to be glued somewhere. And I like to do my embellishments in threes, so I'll just put another one up here. There we go. So that's our first card, Season of Cheer. And when I'm done making the cards, I'll show you a couple more that I've made because I really love this paper. So this one's just a traditional regular fold. I'm using one of the bungalow houses and a tree. And then I've got another one of my stitch circles. This one's a little bit bigger. So these are some of the designer series paper, so it's all from the same one. And I should mention that the designer series paper right now is on special for 15% off. Not all of it, but a bunch of the Christmas ones are, and this one is included. So if you're interested, just let me know. And I can add it to one of my orders, and that way save you a little bit of shipping. So I'm just centering that down. And I'm also going to center this other piece. And actually I wanted to put some ribbon on that. I'll just put a bow. I want to show you guys the ribbon that comes with this suite because it is adorable. All right. So now I'm going to add a house. I'll just set this out of the way a little. There. So I've got my circle. I'm going to put my house on here. And we'll put a tree in front of the house. Oh, that'll be cute. In fact, I think I'll lift that up. All right, so I'm just going to glue the house. Use the finer tip. So I'm not going to glue the edges of the house because they're going to be sticking off of this circle for sure. So, there we go. Now, I'm going to be cutting some of these glue dots up because they're larger than I'm looking for. So I'm just going to go with a thin strip for the tree. So those are dimensionals, which allow you to add dimension, aptly named. They're just basically double-sided sticky foam. And just put the tree down in front of the house. And actually, before I go too much further, I'll put a star on that. Make it a Christmas tree. I probably should have done that before I glued it down. So I'm just putting my scissors underneath for a hard surface. Whoops, and that did not go as planned. go. Improvising a bit here. There we go. So there's a star atop the tree. And I'll need a sentiment for this one. So I'm just going to put this out of the way to bring my paper cutter back. Zoinks, things are messy tonight. All right, so I want to use the Merriest Wishes, which is 2 rows down. I'm using my paper cutter. You could totally do this by hand, but I find for straight lines, I still like my cutter. I can't always be trusted. There we go. Put that over there. So, we will use, Let's Be Jolly is super cute too, but I'm gonna go with Merriest Wishes. So I'll just use my snips to cut that. There we go. And since I've popped up the tree, I'm gonna do the same with the sentiment. So I just need a couple thin pieces here. I don't know if you knew this, but you can cut your dimensionals to whatever size you need, which makes them even more versatile. Oops. Of course, the skinnier they are, the more they stick to other things. So I'm just going to take off the sticky bit. And I think I've got glue on my fingers. All right, where am I going to put this? I'm going to put it down here. And there we go. So now we'll go back to our card. Yes. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. So I can use dimensionals to prop this up or stick it down. I think I will use the dimensionals just because, excuse the reach. So I apparently have 2 sheets of these on the go. And I'll put one in the center. And I wanted to bring the ribbon into this card because the ribbon is so pretty. Don't know if you can see it in the corner of my screen or not there. All right. So I'm going to use the green. So this is the ribbon. So there's the Old Olive, which coordinates gorgeously, and then there's the Poppy Parade, which is the same color as the red in this paper. So with the gold edges, it's just so pretty. So I'm just going to tie a bow. If I can tie a bow. Always challenging to do while others are watching. There we go. I'll just put that at the bottom. Actually, I'll make it a little smaller. I like to tie my bows still attached to the rest of the ribbon so that I don't end up having to waste as much ribbon. I don't cut off more than I need. So I'm going to use a glue dot to stick that guy down. And we'll put that in the center. So that's the second card of the night. Where, there we go. My bone folder always blends into my white desk and I lose it. So Merriest Wishes. Isn't that cute? All right, so those are the two cards we made tonight. So Season of Cheer and Merriest Wishes. And I'll just show you a couple more that I've made with this paper. So this one uses a really pretty skating pond. And I've put a star on the tree. The sentiment comes from, what's it called? Warmest Wishes? No. This is going to bother me. I'm just going to get up and check. The Wrapped in Christmas stamp set. So I've used it on this one and this one here. I don't know if you can see the embossing folder in behind. It's the snow embossing folder. These are die cuts that I did with the Christmas Layers stamp set. And this pretty ribbon is metallic ribbon and goodness, everything's escaping me tonight. Seaside Spray is the name of the color. So, and it uses just a little bit of the paper. And the other one that I made uses more layers of the paper. So I've got the white with the red with the white dots. I've got the snowflakes and a house and a tree, and again with the ribbon, and this one says From Our Home to Yours. So some of the projects I've been working on, I hope you like them, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'll stop the video there, and have a great weekend.